Hello, it's Martin here with Danny. Our last pre-season game, it was at Bromsgrove. We just lost 4-1. But thoughts on the game, mate?
Yeah, fair play to Bromsgrove. I thought for the first 25 minutes gave us a footballing lesson. Fully deserved to be in front. They treated it, I think, as like the opening day of the season, where we're still. I think we've treated it like it was still pre-season. A little bit lacklustre, a little bit, not intense. Should have been more intense with and without the ball. And I've got to say fair play because we've come against a very, very good side. So, yeah, got ourselves back in it with a set piece. And then straight away, they go straight down the other end and score again. So, yeah, it's a little bit annoying, but there's nothing wrong getting a bloody nose in pre-season. We've had a pretty good pre-season to date, results-wise, performances-wise. But today just brought us down to earth a little bit right before the start of the season. And if I'm hand on my heart, Martin, I think sometimes that is a good thing.
Yeah, there were some positives today. I thought their goalkeeper had an extremely good match. We probably could have been 3-2 up at half time.
Yeah, exactly. He's pulled off two good saves. Obviously, twice from Harry, one from Jacob. The 15 minutes leading up to half time, we were good. But then, we still conceded it. So, but yeah, like I said, this pre-season has been designed and we've done things a little bit differently. Obviously, bringing in Graham, and the sports and fitness coach and everything like that. We've had more friendlies than we normally have and things like that. So it's about gelling. 8 new players that we've had. 12 players that stayed on for the season, stayed from last season, and yeah, it's been a learning curve, and that's exactly what pre-season is all about. I'm not going to sit here and cry because what happened today, no chance. But one thing we do, you learn, you analyse. We've got 2 training sessions before we actually go back to the real stuff.
Next week, yeah. You must be quite pleased as well. The 2 young lads, Kean McNally and Pat Osborne, come on and did quite well.
Yeah, Pat's been really good pre-season. Kean, he's a lad that's he's the club captain for the 23s. He's got a very bright future ahead of him. He's a player that broke into the squad a couple of times at the back end of last season. So we do have high hopes for him, like we do for all our 23s. Brad Passey's been involved. Cam Squire's already involved. James Tomlinson's obviously been involved as well. And it just shows Alex Braywood as well. It just shows obviously the pathway obviously is there, and we do trust if they're good enough they will force issues with the first team, absolutely. But like I said, today was about seeing how far we are pre-season wise. Yes, I know we got beat 4-1, but like I said, I'm not going to sit here and cry about it. It's about all it is about. But come 6:15 on Tuesday, it's all about getting ready for final.
Yeah, it does, mate. As you know, we did our Ask Danny thing today, and we had a few responders, but I think one of the questions was about scouting, and do you scout teams even in friendlies? Yeah,
absolutely. That's probably a Farnham fan asking that. Yeah, of course, we've had obviously there's people there watching Farnham today. Of course, yes, we do. We've got two scouts that go to all the games that obviously we have coming up. And yeah, of course we do. We do our due diligence. Obviously, we get VO footage as well from teams, and yeah, absolutely. We try and leave no stone unturned. That's one good thing that Stu's brilliant at. The analytical side of football. I don't think there's a better person I've ever worked with, or a better person that I've ever known. Analysis side on other teams and things like that. And then my number 2, Stu. And yeah, of course we do. It's one of the big things in football now. You have to do it because I feel if we do that, that's a part of our job. And then obviously it's down to the players to implement it.
Oh, yeah, I think it's one of the unseen things around the football club that what a lot of hard work you and Stu and Gaz and Stylesy and Robbo put in, especially before training. The lads all have a get together and meeting, and you take them through the games.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's since I started many moons ago. It was really unheard of. And like I said, now it's a massive thing. Teams at our level do have analysts. Teams at our level do have, obviously a scouting network as well. So, yeah, no, it is. It's a growing part of non-league, and I feel that it's a massive part of what we want here. Like I said, our 2 lads that get out on the road and go to the breadths of southern England for me, I can't thank them enough.
Yeah, indeed, mate. And we're obviously really pleased to get the proper football started next week, and we're really looking forward to it, I think.
Yeah, I can't wait. I said out there, and I don't mind openly admit it, like I said, for the first time in my life, I think I was 50-50 right at the end of last season whether I wanted to to carry on and do football, if I'm honest, because like I said, I've had 20 years of doing it non-stop, sleepless nights, worrying, signing players, players going, things like that, and I just thought to myself, do you know what, how can I get myself going again? And one big thing is the committee that's here. One big thing is the chairman, the chair lady, you, Martin, personally, like I know really well now, and like I said, and the players that we managed to keep and the players that we managed to get through the door, it's kind of gave me another lease of life, as it was. And I'm excited for the season, because if we get it right, I think that we can hold our own against anybody at our level, most definitely. If we get it wrong, things like that happen today. So, but that's just the life of a manager, and that's just the life that I chose to live. And I just want to, like I said, now it's all about getting ready for Farnham. Once Farnham's here and gone, then it's on to Gloucester, and that's what really gets me going. That's what the players want, that as well.
Yeah.
And we look forward to it.
Yeah, we do.
Lots to look forward to.
And we want us to see a packed Pulpit Lane against Gloucester, don't we? That'd be great.
Massively, hugely. It makes such a big difference. Our average attendances last year was higher than what it was in the National League South, and the year before, obviously, in the Southern Prem. So it shows we're doing something right. It shows the committee, shows the chairman, chair lady, you guys, massively on social media, are getting things right, getting people through the door. And we want the big support. We want the place to be packed out. We want people to come and enjoy the experience of Pulpit Lane. I like to think that we are a family club that looks after family, looks after, no matter if you're 2 years old right up to 92 years old, we're going to look after you when you come to Pulpit Lane. So yes, everybody, a week on Tuesday, please get down to Pulpit Lane, come and support us. But also we need a big following away from home, because obviously Farnham is, I can imagine that's going to be absolutely packed to the rafters. Obviously they're doing a lot of things right off the pitch, aren't they?
Yeah.
And a lot of things right on the pitch with 2 consecutive promotions, and we're going to go there and give it the best go.
We will indeed, mate. Can't wait for it to start. Thanks for your time today, mate, and have a safe journey home.
Cheers, bud. Thank you.